Hey people, Intro here, 3v3, Catherine Purification Plant. Can they survive the war? The blue team, for the Orks, we've got NightHog with a Warboss, a melee hero, walking through objects, very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines. This is the Goth's elite scheme alongside. Grimm's got a Kommando knob, an infiltrating hero that shoots you, stabs you and blows you up. Orky style begins with a twin link shooter. Got the Freebooters DLC here, some pirate orcs, and rounded off the team, SchmusCriminal's Mech Boy, a teleporting hero fighting in ranged combat with a bunch of orky gadgets, also rocking the Freebooters, getting some damage on those scouts there. On the red team, Peter Brabeck-Letmathe, also known as overtly generous, rocking an Apothecary, support hero fighting in melee combat by default, begins with a heal and a passive health regeneration aura. May need to heal his scouts over here actually, or is he going to save it for the tactical marines? There's the heal. Alongside is Miwa's Lord General, fighting in ranged combat, begins with a retinue, can add to the retinue, has really strong defense and support, and this is the Death Core of Krieg DLC. Rounding off the teams then, St. Galahad's a Force Commander, versatile frontline hero with powerful offense, disruption and support for the Emperor, getting stuck into some sluggers here. Tactical Marines and Scouts in place. Sluggers are going for the attacks and the Force Commander leaves them, goes for the Shooter Boys. That's a really dicey fight. Dangerous situation for those Tactical Marines. Sluggers got their burners. Can they get all three of them? Can they wipe them here? These guys are far enough away. But that was a very dangerous situation to stay in for those Tactical Marines there. Double Shooters are up in the mid. Overtly has rotated here to 2v1 the Kommando and taken down on retreat. We have some War Banners, we have some Sluggers, we have double shooters with big shooters on one of them. Scouts trying to decap the VP. Now, looks like Shmuz is pushing up this side and bashing power, which I think is the thing to do. Bash this power and defend your own. I mean, they decap the VP, who cares? Maybe you could get a nice flank. Looks like we are going to see a revive. I think it's better to bash the power and then run back and defend your own power rather than trying desperately to save the VP cap. Mech Boy's teleporting back to get some shots in. The Commando's going to go down again. It looked like he was trying to complete his last order there, the Kommando, just running back casually. Warboss getting stuck in, also gets stumped though, and is going to have to run. Mech Boy also runs with a death gun on the way. NightHog with some looters. Double attacks for St. Galahad. Here they are. Very solid ranged combat base now, with that Force Commander battle cry buffing them up, of course. So the Scouts grab the VP, and flame attacks, having taken down the War Banners, I imagine, are now burning down the node. What's the Apothecary up to? Is he bolt pistoling the node down? Death Gun trying to suppress things, but he wants to suppress the attacks, not the Apothecary there, who's now decapping. What's this guy doing? A single Shooter Boy wandering around. Not sure what happened. Yeah, but attacks are getting suppressed, and they're taking quite a lot of that damage from the Death Gun as well. Managing to level up as they cap there. Apothecary getting stuck into Sluggers. That was a Purification Rites heal there. Knocked back those Slugger Boys. Apothecary takes over, but they can't quite get the cap on that. It did take out a Tactical Marine. More Shooter Boys in retreat path, but I don't think they can get another one. They're trying to get the Apothecary down. Some Orc left hooks on retreat there. Force Commander's battle crying. Does get persuaded to leave. We got Shotguns and Sergeant on the Scouts here. Both attacks did escape. Yes, they did. Dropped a model on one of them. Blue team get their natural VP back. These Scouts are still loitering though to decap it. And they get to get their elite training to infiltrate. Huge amounts of Dakar on the Lord General. Looks like Nigel's fallen. Gonna have to get replaced. Derek is still alive though, so we can all breathe easy. Scouts having to run. Is it worth meleeing these guys? He's gonna try. Kills one of them. Sluggers are able to get in there, get some hits. Hatchins with a grenade launcher. The all reliable, knocking back those Shooter Boys. Sluggers now run. Almost got that Sentinel down. Look at that. Can they finish it? Can they get close enough to finish? Hatchins looking for melee. They are quite effective in melee. They don't have a melee charge or any special attacks, I believe. But in raw damage output, they can counter-initiate quite well or tie things up here, as we saw there. Red team with triple gens on this contested power point. Are they trying to steal it or bash it? Looks like they're trying to steal it, actually. Over here, some tactical marines of overtly fast capping that node. West side is turning red for the Imperium team, we'll say. 3 war banners up in the mid. These things provide passive bonuses to nearby orcs, and you can activate them using, it's called Frazzle, which activates the banner and gets the orcs all worked up for like 30 seconds to get some buffs. Warboss with the stomp, and then he runs away. Force Kommando doing some good work with that battle cry. Artificer armor is in. Tons of Daka on him though. Can they focus down those scouts maybe? Can they get a model? Quite yet. Sluggers with burners are waiting. There's the Frazzle activated on that war banner. There's 4 of them up here now. It's a lot of buffs in a large area. Kommando goes down. Not sure what he was up to there. I guess microing the shooter boys and stuff. The looters here with a death gun. Get the scouts out. We also got looters for Grimm. Pretty good pressure by the red team though. They've kept it up. Double tax helping a lot. Just that general durability and danger out in the field. They're out of cover here though. Sluggers not wanting to approach. I'm not sure why. They should approach here, I think. Maybe they're worried about the Sentinel getting a stomp. Can someone grab this power point? Maybe. Tier 2's coming in for Miwa and also for Saint Galahad. We've got some Gretchens up for NightHog. Not often you see them run out in Tier 1. I think, can these guys... I think they made it so they can repair by default now, is it? And repair crew makes it better? Maybe I'm making it up. Maybe that was something they were considering and never put through. Speaking of repairs, the Sentinel needs it, and he's getting double repairs from those guardsmen. Scouts could help. There's a revive on the Kommando who runs away to safety. Warboss has got the boss pole, and the Orks have taken and are now noding this power node. Look at this, the boys hut coming in. Don't get to see this very often. Also provides some passive buffs around it, and you can garrison it too. Only the Gretchens can build that, and I imagine it stacks with the war banners and stuff. They're trying to set up shop in the mid here, the Orks. Meanwhile, burners on the sluggers are trying to burn down gens. Shotgun scouts are here. Did not try to chuck a grenade there. Maybe expected SchmusCriminal to be live to it. Over on the west side, Force Commander flees. Warboss also flees. He's level 2, almost level 3. Look at that though. Force Commander's got a Thunderhammer in and a teleporter. Really bad news for all of these shooter boys and the looters. Is it worth... If he teleports in and battle cries, is it worth the sluggers even going after him and counter-initiating? Probably not, right? You just go after some tax or something. Those tax getting very low. Didn't drop a model though. By the grace of the Emperor, these guys got their sergeant, who gets a bolt pistol and chainsword, a pretty strong combatant. He's even really good in ranged combat with his bolt pistol, actually. Shooter boys, though, able to survive the engagement and maybe grab that VP. I think they'll get it. Through the mid, here's overtly, now with a customized Stormbolt, and here comes combat stims queued up for Tier 2. Missile launcher on the Sentinel. Melter guns for the Lord General. Good damage versus all targets, and he gets the pretty useful Fight Harder, which increases fire rate of nearby allies. Looters are suppressing that Apothecary. They got the boys hut down. Not sure how much of a difference it made. Not sure how much it costs either, actually. See it so rarely. Tax in trouble, having to flee. Can they stop this rush? I don't think they can. Sentinel gets a decent stomp, but there's a bunch more stuff here. It's huge amounts of Daka. And the Kommando. I don't think I've seen him chuck a single stun bomb yet. I'm sure he has. Just piling on through. Might be able to get the VP decapped and the power bashed here. They got one gen down. There's aiming what's that to suppress the scouts, but they get the shotgun blast in. Pathogens getting focused, I think, are they? No, they're going for the Sentinel. And that is so much damage so quickly. Has to back away towards the Space Marine base. Looters are now set up covering this approach. Commander gets all sneaky-like. The Scout Sergeant could spot him, but he's over here. In melee with some shooter boys. Flame attacks have their Sergeant. Apothecary is now fully kitted with that combat stims in. Gives damage buff and damage resistance buff. Pretty nice piece of war gear. West side is turning blue for the Orks, and a Weird Boy is in play for NightHog. We got a Manticore up for Miwa. Weird Boy also for Grimm. Back towards the mid. Big retreat. What happened? Took a bunch of damage either way. Just got flamed maybe. Here's the Weird Boy of SchmusCriminal. So we have 3 of them on the field. Sub-commander for Orks. Super effective at dealing with infantry in general. Has a big AoE stun. A good basic attack. And now he runs away. And this guy's got Warp Head for Foot of Gork, which is very fun. 383 to 425 on the VPs. I can't believe the Sentinel survived. Bunch of repairs coming in, and there's that Manticore. Has the Storm Eagle upgrade. This is a very long-range artillery unit. Need to manually target each rocket. Apothecary goes down, caught in retreat by sluggers. Not sure what the plan is on these guys. Can they survive? Wow, none of them died. These sluggers are still level 1, and they're going to need to run, I think. Mech Boy is going to set up. They do indeed run. Oh, these guys may be looking for a grenade here. There's the attempt. It's a really good one. Almost got the wipe. The slugger knob does get away, though. Here's some looters to help out. Apothecary gets revived nice and quick. Level 4, Lord General now has to stand firm from Carapace. Immune to suppression. The 15 seconds, not bad. Hey, also gives him some little stat boosts as well. Manticore Strike. Not a very good hit there. I'm not sure if that was the first one. 372 to 411 on the VPs. Are you warpathing here? He's got the Warp Head. Don't think that's Warpath. They do seem a little bit speedy. Warpath is awesome. Almost level 3 Sentinel. Here comes the Foot of Gork. And those guys got suppressed, I believe, and they get crunched. Oh, Creeping Barrage. Global ability of the Lord General. Maybe the sluggers could have stayed in play there, but these guys wanted to avoid all of that explosive action. Looters are capping. Tier 3 for Grimm. Tier 3 for Overtly. Tier 3 also for Saint Galahad. Did he get anything out in Tier 2? Any units, I mean. He fully kitted the Force Commander. Don't think he got any units unless I missed something dying. Which is entirely possible. There's a grenade. Trying to get the looters disrupted. 2 of them died, actually. Only 1 fella left and he runs off. Got another death gun right here, though. Trying to focus down the Weird Boy, are they? Manticore Strike coming in. Disrupts the Mech Boy. Couple of good hits on him, actually. And there's that Melter Gun. Also gets them on the retinue buddies. Kommando has got eyes on the Manticore. He can't do much about it. He's queuing up that rocket launcher. Can he infiltrate for long enough to get some shots on? He'll take care of it really quickly if he can get rear armor hits. Force Commander pushing in, but now needs to run. Still got those double attacks in play with Sergeants, and here's some Terminators for Overtly Generous. Storm Bolters and Power Fists with that inspiration on kill, so it's often best to target something you can kill models on quickly. There's that Warp Vomit, though. Warp Vomit is a great tool to have against Terminators. They really don't like getting stunned because they can't retreat, and it prevents them from using their teleport ability. Weird Boy runs. This guy does have the Warpath. That is NightHog's. This is Grimm's. They're all still alive, and they're going to be great tools to have against those Terminators. If they can somehow chain 3 Warp Vomits together, or even if it's just 2 of them, that's huge. Oh, Whirlwind goes down. Oh, the Manticore also went down, actually. Missed it. But the Kommando doing some good work with the rocket launcher. Stomp. Sends the sluggers off, and a grenade went in there too. Almost wiped them. Terminators have got the Cyclone Missile Launcher. Fantastic weapon. I can't seem to select them though, which is a bit odd. There we go. Powerful anti-vehicle, but it can also do work for you against infantry. Disrupts them. Does a decent amount of damage too. There we go. Aiming at the shooter boys. Look at that. Took like half of their hit points almost. And disrupted them all over. And I think the other 2 models... Do the other 2 models... I need to look at that actually. Do they still fire the Storm Bolters? while that animation is going, or do they all stop? I feel like they all stop, but I could be wrong. Of course, Kommando doing what he can, mixing it up in amongst the Orks. Stays in play. These guys went a bit too far forward, these Orks here, and now a Leman Russ is on the field with Executioner. A nice tool for potential Nob squads. In fact, a Nob squad is on the way for NightHog and for SchmusCriminal, actually. And this gun will do really good damage to them. Another Cyclone Barrage. Look at the damage it did to the Weird Boy there. That's a single entity. Did like a third of his health bar. Warboss level 3 does have the Cyborg implants for a big stomp. Another way to stun Terminators. Speaking of, we have some more for Saint Galahad. Did not go for the Assault Terminators though. Although he can get one of each, this guy. Assault Cannon is in. Really good single target anti-infantry and can also suppress. 259 to 399 on the VPs. Power bashing here. Inspiration on Power Bash, apparently. There it is. Is it working? I don't see the yellow. I see the yellow on the Catechans. 250 to 399. Orks not looking to engage quite yet. There's that sneaky Kommando level 4. We'll be looking to get a rocket launcher on the Leman Russ, of course. Up the east side, SchmusCriminal on the power again. Does not want to let them have free power on this side untested. Got that Nob squad up. No upgrades yet. Starting as a power melee squad these days. Very dangerous one. And we may see them stay power melee. Nope, these guys have got hammers already. Power melee would do extra damage against the Marines and the Terminators and stuff. But not nearly as effective against the tanks. But you do get the momentum on the hammers as well, which makes a big difference. 8% per, is it? Oh no, it's 6.5% now. Guess that was changed. But they did make the Frenzy cheaper and stuff. And some of the upgrades cheaper as well, I think, along the way. So the hammers are a bit less effective at momentum stuff, I guess. Librarian here needs to be careful. Nob squad going for the Terminators, so some headbutts, power melee headbutts, sluggers in there too. Shotgun blast. Very good disruption. Foot of Gork. Can it hit? Hit a couple of them. They had Veil of Time, I think, so they were moving a bit quicker. Down goes one Terminator. Down goes another Terminator. Nob squad and sluggers absolutely vicious against those guys with the power melee on the Nobs. Good smite. Sends them packing. Do you have Warpath? Might have Warpath. It doesn't show me all the things here. Would be really good to have, isn't it? Leman Russ does have some hit, XP. On the west side, a nearly level 2 Nob squad. Weird Boy is level 2. And here comes a Battle Wagon for Grimm. Now, the Battle Wagon does plasma cannon damage, right? So that's pretty good against Terminators. The big zap gun, I mean. I often think it does psychic because it looks like the Flash Gitz blasters, but it's not the case. Or it would be very ineffective against enemy vehicles and stuff. Speaking of Flash Gitz, here we are for SchmusCriminal with those blasters. Very effective against heavy and super heavy infantry armor. You know, psychic damage does not care about your armor, I guess. I'm not sure why it's coming out of a gun, but it's Orks, isn't it? They're just psychically thinking of their guns. And they're getting all powerful, innit? Looks like overtly he's rotating to the west side to defend this VP, or rather take the VP, I guess, and then defend it. Bang Bang Hammer is in for the Warboss, level 3. Buffing nearby allies on hit, and here comes the Battle Wagon. We do have a Missile Launch Attack Squad, and of course the Cyclone Missile Launcher. Goes straight in there though. Running over stuff with its Death Roller. There's a Foot of Gork, and here comes SchmusCriminal too, with blasters. 210 to 348 on the VPs. Orks are going to retake the west side, I think. Tank Busters and the Kommando Nob going after that Leman Russ. Got some anti-vehicle here though. I wonder if these Terminators are on melee mode to try and get some power fist action. Down goes the Leman Russ. Really well done by Grimm. An aggressive push to get the vehicle down, and it worked. Yep, some power fist hits. But the Battle Wagon gets away. Missile Barrage misses there. Flash kits are capping while they fire. The Nob squad of SchmusCriminal still in their power melee mode with those huge choppers. Might want to get... Ouch. Big old Stormblade shot there. That wasn't the overcharge though. Stormblade's got a big plasma blast gun on it, which can't turn. You need to turn the entire tank, but packs a punch, we'll say. Also got a Land Raider Redeemer from St. Galahad. It's quite a nasty combo to have, eh? Battle Wagon doesn't want to show rear armor. There we go. It's span around. 210 to 332. Can they get these two very large vehicles down now? Do they have to concede this west side for a bit? Try to drag some stuff to the mid by pushing this? Well, here we see some sluggers going for a decap. Stick bombers in play for Grimm. More on the way. What happened to Miwa? Did he just lose a unit? He dropped a bunker in. Down to just guardsman and that Stormblade. Maybe get some Kashyyykin up for grenade launchers or plasma guns. Stormblade, was it always this color? Why is it this color with Deathcore of Krieg? I'm not sure what happened there. I'm not sure why it's so bright now. 210 to 287. Never seen that graphical glitch before. 210 to 282. Can the blasters get some volleys on his Terminators here? You're getting some. And there's a Warp Vomit. Stormblade gets a big old shot. Force Commander goes down. What was he up to? Does he have a Power Fist? No. There's a Foot of Gork, and there's a Rocks. Orks, Nob squad pop in their frenzy a bit early there, maybe. Looks like they want to go after the Stormblade. Oh, there we go. It's now... I think it's the effect from the gun, like, bugged out for a second. Or several seconds, but now it's back to normal coloration. It gets this glow when the gun shoots, it looks like. 210 to 273. Are they trying to get through onto the VP again? Oh, there's a Mega Rumbler. Messing with these Terminators a lot because that's like a really long stun. Blasters getting some good shots in. Couldn't get a model though. Another Rocks. Is keeping this Land Raider moving, eh? But can they get damage on it? Are you going to get Beamy? Yep, Beamy Death Gun on the way here. Weird Boy's getting some basic attacks in as well, which do good damage to all targets. There's a Beamy back there also. 210 to 264. Nob squad with the flank. Alongside the Mech Boy, who's going to steal the bunker. The bunker is booby trap though, I believe. Yeah, booby trap goes off, kills the Mech Boy, but he's happy that that repair bunker's down, I think. Looks like the Land Raider is done for. Yep, Nob squad were on it. 2-1 for the Blue Orks. They do have a slight VP deficit though. Okay, the Nob squad are dealt with, are they? Took their time to retreat, and here comes another Land Raider Redeemer. Thanks to Overtly Generous this time. Two beamies are right there, getting big shots in. Here comes an orbital. Oh, look at that. More Daka was used on those beamies as well, and they didn't actually have to retreat. The orbital didn't target them. Big old shots. 210 to 225. Nob squad sent packing. Can the red team get this? They did get a decap here. Overtly with the sneaky decap using Tactical Marines. Sluggers trying to get on them. They are retreating back to the Land Raider. Couldn't quite get another model. There's a Tank Buster Barrage though. That was super effective into a Rocks. Can the Land Raider survive this? It cannot. Land Raider 2 down. Stormblade is still here. Big stomp from the Warboss, who's level 5. 1300 hit points. That looked like a bunch of friendly fire from the Tank Busters, but they were aiming at these scouts there. Whoa! Flying Battle Wagon. We do have another repair bunker up. The Orks are not really pushing the middle that much. They're enjoying the fight too much on this west side, I think. Another Nob squad coming in. Another weird boy coming in. I guess Shmoo's lost it. The other two are still going, though. Are they level 4? One's level 3, one's level 3. Okay. Nobody can cap this side, apparently. Are the stick bombers still alive? Where are they? They are back at base right now. You have the bugged out glowing Stormblade again. Big old tank buster barrage into a foot of Gork. Doesn't quite finish off the scouts. That was a weird looking shot from the Stormblade. Was that an overcharge? It doesn't seem to be disabled. Stormblade's doing weird things in this game. Yeah, it must have been an overcharge the first time. 195 to 225. Maybe that's what's giving it the crazy glow when it does the overcharge. Level 8 Kommando. How much damage is he doing this rocket launcher now? Something went for the VP. It looks like it's a Nob squad. Getting a bit plasma cannoned though, aren't they? Might be a decent idea to actually bring the tank busters here to disrupt those guys with the barrage. Then the Nob squad can go in and tear them apart. Or just teleport the mech boy in, I suppose. We now have a glowy Stormblade again. Getting repaired. Wonder if it's just a replay thing. 195 to 225 on the VPs, 1-to-1 cap. Level 2 looters with a beamy. Where's the other looters that had a beamy? You guys. They're moving up the west side now. How many Nob squads do we have? Is it just 2? I thought Grimm got one, and it's just off the roster somewhere. Cyclone barrage. Not sure exactly what the Orks are waiting for, but they've got to be gearing up for a big old push. Where's the mech boy? It's down back here. Infiltrated Nob squad here, being spotted though by the scouts. Hide the boys from Grimm. Sneaky Kommando as well. There's a foot of Gork. Is that 2 foots of Gork? It is. The feet of Gork. Looks like they survived it. I think an Apothecary heal was thrown in there. Here comes the Nob squad. More things piling in behind. Big old zap gun shot, and that is over there from the weird boy to get those guys into combat quicker. Some stick bombs. I think those were actually stun bombs. An overcharge went off anyway, so it couldn't fire. Tank buster barrages. Some beamy looters top of your screen. Maybe they should push up a bit, eh? Nob squad are in. 2 Nob squads actually with their jammers. Force Commander trying to take him out. There's a call to boys, I think. Down goes the Stormblade. They are picking apart these super heavy vehicles quite well, aren't they, the Orks? Rocket run. Was that a call to boys? Or was it just... I think it was just this Nob squad running in, actually. There are 3 of them. 1 for each player. Angels of Death popped by overtly generous. Try to get a cap going. Giving 50% damage resistance to all of the infantry. We did get the Gate of Infinity to help those Terminators out. But they may need some more help because the Nob squad is running after them. In fact, 2 of them are. From NightHog and Shmoo's, I think. Oh, these are both NightHogs. Are there 4 Nob squads on the field then? That might be the case. Where's Shmoo's? Oh, these guys are in the mid. Oh yeah, the black painted ones are NightHogs, the Goths. Another Land Raider Redeemer for overtly, and another one on the way for St. Galahad. 195 to 212. Somehow, the red team still have the VP lead. In fact, they got decaps here and everything. Orks have the Western VP though, so they'll get a 2-to-1 here. And they have a huge army advantage on the field. It's not always easy to tell that you have such an advantage in a chaotic 3v3, but they should be pressuring quite hard here, I think, when the Nob squads get up back onto the field. Level 3 Nobs here. Level 2 Nobs here. I can't see any of Grimm's in the roster, unfortunately. Are these Grimms here? Yes, they're level 1. So I think there are 4. Kommando Nob can get revived here. Level 4 Weird Boy. 1809 hit points. He's pretty damn tough, eh? Hide the boys on the Nob squad now. Level 3 Mech. He's got that Mega Rumbler. And custom force field. Nob squad aren't going for it. It does last a while. It's like 20 seconds, I think. Look at this, though. Fast capping tax. Get the fast cap. And then they run away from the blasters. Orks will need to take it back again. These guys are kind of isolated. Where's their backup? Mech Boy goes back to his death gun. 2 Land Raiders are back on the field, though. How are they getting all these Land Raiders? This has been bashed for a while, hasn't it? I guess they're not purchasing much else, are they? Big old rush in there by NightHog. 2 Nob squads and Sluggers. Sluggers are dealt with. There's the Frag Assault. And that's a Creeping Barrage as well. He's trying to run away from the Creeping Barrage now. Big Zap Gun shot. That was a good one. And there's some Death Roller action. Okay, Nob squad turned back in. Where's the Warboss now? Here comes another Nob squad top of your screen as well. Not seen many Warboss globals going off, I feel like. There's Angels of Death. Looks like this Land Raider is done for. Indeed it is. Still a Land Raider there. Plasma Cannon gets a decent shot. Bit of a force barrier as well. Lots of screen shake for the Gork. Send stuff packing. The Battle Wagon's been pretty awesome, eh? Nob squad piling in. Shotgun blast is on point still. Scouts are like right next to the Land Raider there. Cyclone Barrage. Battle Wagon still going. Okay, these guys have run off. Yeah, no global buffs from the Warboss here. Saving all of his red for nukes, I guess. No Ard Boys, no Use Your Choppers. Weird Boy by SchmusCriminal. Using his bigger brains to chuck those guys to safety. They did take that opportunity to push up a bit, though. Loot is in play here. Their beamy can't hit those Terminators super reliably, though. The Land Raider's getting repairs. 185 to 169 on the VPs. Here comes the Lehman Russ for Miwa. The Kassakin are using plasma guns at the moment. 2-1 for the Orks. They do have a VP lead now. And there's some hidden sneaky Nobs. Going after the Terminators. They kill one of them. Do you really only get 25 red for a Terminator? It seems really low. Because isn't it like 18 for a Tactical Marine or something? And like 21 for an Assault Marine. 25 for a Terminator seems tiny. 185 to 154. Bit of a warp vomit. Then he got knocked over by something. I'm not sure what. They got a decap though. Snuck in a decap there. And now Terminators with full hit points are trying to cap. This is St. Galahad. Didn't actually see what happened to his first Terminators. Or maybe I did, I don't know. Who can remember such things? Yeah, they need to keep something on the VP here for sure. These guys are trying to negate the cover, are they? Oh, they're going to melee. They're headbutting the scouts. That's the Orky solution to most things, I think. Headbutt. 2-1 for the red team. Somehow. How many plasma cannons? 3 plasma cannons. I see 2 of them. Where's the other one? Don't know. Let's have a look and find it. Oh, they're coming out of base now. Okay. Can the red team hold on to this? 168 to 154. They do have a Land Raider. Parked quite far back now. Heavy turret is in. Maybe put Executioner on this, eh? For the Nob squads that coming in. That was a good shot, though. Warp Vomits. Not sure what that was aiming at. Those scouts. There's a force barrier. They could do with another librarian doing that, actually. Here comes a whirlwind for St. Galahad. That could do a huge amount of work. Or the Kommando could take it out again, I suppose. Stun bombs on the Lehman Russ. Rockets and Nob squads in there, and down it goes so quickly. They're going for those Terminators now. The heavy turret did get the execution up. Nob squad trying to take it down. And they make pretty short work of it. It's a level 3 Nob Squad. There's a Rocks in the back line. And another one. Good grief. Angels of Death popped again. Quite overtly. Trying to avoid some damage here. Big hits on a Land Raider, but it survives for now. Kashyyykin getting some good shots on the Warboss. What about the VP? VP's turning blue for the Orks. The Kommando and the tank busters did not move up to threaten the Land Raider there. Whirlwind now getting some disruption from way back there. Warboss with a big stomp. And then he runs. Nope, then he dies, I think. Down he goes. Look at the state of the terrain on the west side here. Meanwhile, Whirlwind is taken care of pretty quickly. Tank Busty's using the battle wagon to get close and deal with it. They did not stick around to take on the Land Raider though. Tactical Marines flee. 131 to 139. It's so close. Here comes a Manticore now for Miwa. Are the Orc populations just all capped out? Almost. Warboss back to his feet. Should this guy get his heavy armor now so he can stay in the combats a bit longer? Maybe. I'm sure he's busy reinforcing knobs and stuff a bunch of the time. Ah, use your choppers. There we go. Global buff from the Warboss, giving melee damage bonus and a melee skill bonus. Down goes the Librarian. And I think that guy should be replaced. He was doing some good work. 131 to 139. Manticore strike coming in, I think, on the battle wagon. One good hit. The other ones miss. Big warp vomit there. Gets the Apothecary running. Flash gets having to flee. 131 to 139, sorry. These guys are looking after the VP there. Very little attempt to get on this VP for a while, from what I've seen. They're seeing big threats and they're going after him, I guess. Pain Boy's in play now for NightHog. And he's got his surgery. His implant. Which has probably already been used on a level 4 Nob Squad, I would think. Terminator's in trouble. Never got Assault Terminators, eh? No claws. Imagine if you just had Lightning Claw Terminators looking after this Land Raider. Would be doing so much work, I think. 2 to 1 for the Orks, and they are rampaging through. A lot of the midpoints on the map are still red, though. Orks not too concerned with the capping. More with the bludgeoning. Manticore strike on the battle wagon, which is still going here. What's he up to? Going into base. 131 to 117. SchmusCriminal does have huge amounts of resources. So does Grimm. So they could basically just like be super aggressive and then replace the thing. Maybe. Battle wagon may go down. Battle wagon is down. Is it going to be instantly replaced? It is. He did really well with it. So no reason not to replace immediately, I think. Red team surging back out. Was that a bit of an overextension, especially if you don't get the Land Raider down? Nob squads are all... Oh, these guys are still in the field. They're just quite low on hit points. Is there any battery pack healing? No. Do have the Pain Boy, of course. He's getting his stronger Git source for a bigger heal. Then he can throw it onto the Nob squad immediately, I guess. Warboss just stomped nothing. He's getting angry. 131 to 85. Weird Boy's keeping the Lord General disrupted. I think he's got his Commissar shield up from his Commissar buddy. Nob squad run away. Cyclone goes in. 123 to 85 on the VPs. And they got a decap here. Look at this. Scouts are overtly getting it done. Not enough pressure on the natural VP of the red team, maybe, eh? Not easy to get through there, I guess. There's been a Land Raider there a lot of the time. But maybe something sneaky could get a decap. Power melee Nob squad of Grimm. These guys seem to be new. 115 to 85 on the VPs. Plasma Cannon is doing some work. Can the red team hold this side? Who's capping? Apothecary, I think, is capping. He gets knocked off it. Weird Boy's doing some really good work with that. Where's the battle wagon? Is that it? It is. Just charging through the middle. Nob Squad coming in from an angle. Knocked over by shotguns. And then by their own zap gun shot. And there's a bunch of plasma guns shooting them too, isn't there? Do you guys have plasma guns? Yeah, you do. Gonna need to run. Battle wagon coming in. Kommando with rocket launchers there. Tank busters will finish off the Manticore. Down it goes. Kommando needs to run though. And the tank busters are out there too. Here comes the Nob Squad with user choppers though. In on the Land Raider. Doing outrageous amounts of damage. Supported by a Weird Boy, but he's getting a bit low. Warpath was up, I think. Maybe still is. There's the Frenzy. Land Raider is being repaired. They're trying to get the Apothecary out of there. Down he goes. But they are persuaded to leave. The Land Raider survives, or does it? Battle Wagon shows up again. The Orks have taken the Western VP with that push. Flash Kits might need to back off here. There's the plasma cannon shots. There's two of them. And they do run away, actually. Shooter Boy's looking after this VP again. And red team straight back on to that VP on the west side. Tactical Marines with a very fast decap. Here comes a big zap gun shot, though. They got the decap. They got it. Oh, Thunderhammer Force Commander shows up. What's he up to? Getting yelled at and told to leave. Level 8 Force Commander though, eh? Can the Orks push again to get that cat back? What is this that I see? Just some guardsmen are moving up. We have a Stormlord now. With a Vulcan Mega Bolter, it's very good at dealing with heavy and super heavy infantry, such as the Nob Squad. They are heavy infantry. There it is. Huge amounts of damage, and that suppression coming in. Look at that, that's useful. Heavy turret drop down. Land Raider's still around. And the Nob Squad coming, rotating west. They should have gone for the VP, surely. Just some scouts over there. They want that Stormlord down now, do they? Do have a Commando Nob here, so maybe he could do the Call the Boys. Foot of Gork is chucked in. Hits the Terminators quite well. Down goes the Stormlord pretty quickly. Those super heavy tanks are not working out for Miwa. Just the Tank Busters and Rocket Launcher and Nob Squad is a really nasty combo to try and defend. He doesn't seem to move them very much though, eh? As soon as you see these guys running in, you need to back your tank up. Here comes a Mega Rumbler. Frag Assault knocks down a bunch of Nobs. They're all quite low health, but they have a decent amount of models still. Can they get the Land Raider down? Look at the damage from just 3 Nobs taking swings there. Level 4 Nobs though. More of them come piling in. The Warboss is there. Here's an Orbital to try and save it. And looks like it works because they all run. Those guys actually get caught. That's Sluggers though, I think. 115 to 41 on the VPs. They've got a decap again, somehow. Scouts again, I guess. And here's a Land Raider Redeemer from Overtly again. A War Truck is in. Not sure what's inside of it. Sluggers? Yeah, Sluggers. They wanted to get rid of those plasma cannon fellas. Here comes a Nob Squad trying to get on the Land Raider. Weird Boy's here. He's going to go for the VP, I think. 115 to 32. Land Raider's getting bonked on. Scouts are getting duckered. Apothecary's here to support them. But I think he's used his heal already. Maybe he could full auto on the Nob Leader. Would take away a bunch of the damage. 115 to 21. Single cap for the blue team. Land Raider number 4 or 5 or something is going to go down. Hard Boys on that Nob Squad helping them out. And looks like plasma cannon fellas are in there. And they are destroyed. Weird Boy took the VP as well. Look at that. A 2-to-1. The naturals are swapped. Apothecary got it. West side is turning red. Grenade on the Weird Boy. He survives it though. More Nob Squad action coming up to the west side for Grimm. Red team are absolutely battered. Here comes another Land Raider. Super depleted. I mean, they've been depleted for a while. It's amazing they've been holding on this long. Down to 2 VPs. If the blue team were more aggressive, maybe on that central VP, they would have been able to end it sooner, but there was always stuff through the mid, I think. It wasn't that easy to just run up on it. Looks like a rocket run was coming in at the end, but the Orks take it with 115 VPs remaining. What a game. Had a level 8 Warboss. Did have heavy armor at the end. The Kommando was down, but he did a huge amount of vehicle hunting with that rocket launcher. Not down. He's inside the battle wagon, I imagine. Mech Boy's level 6. Knocked over. Apothecary level 10. I wonder if advanced healing would have been better at the end there. Although it's not like there was a huge amount of infantry out at any one time, was there? Level 10 Lord General. Had a Baneblade on the way. Had hard luck with those super heavy tanks. Maybe should have got them moving a bit sooner when he saw a threat. And a level 8 Force Commander. Never saw Assault Terminators. How much of a difference would they have made, I wonder, against all the knobs? I think they could have done well with Apothecary support and Battle Crying support and 4D Emperor buffs and stuff. But we didn't see them. But there you have it, guys. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. And I'll see ya next time.